feel like I was in the same place last night.
Deja vu. It's Sunday night
man.
again.
Another steak dinner on a Sunday night.
Honkers.
You
Ribeyes
take the
this
boys
week.
out of the Midwest, you know.
Can't take the Midwest out of the boys. Hell no. Kennan's headed out. Kind of got our usual day here, but with a bit of a twist. Everything was out of order today. We had some stuff going on at the house. Everything's all right, but it's a bit kind of just out of the norm, which is all right. Lots of laundry today. Did some house cleanup, mowed the lawn, blew leaves around, watered things. I got a haircut today. I went to Total Wine. I went to Ralph's. Didn't get to Costco today. Didn't have to. Didn't have to do gas today either, which was nice. Didn't really do too much car work though. I've got a bit of a problem. 8 years ago, I rebuilt this engine. It's been like 50,000 miles or so, 40-some thousand miles since then. I've had one check engine light. I forget what it was. I think it was MAFS, something pretty easy. And I got my second one today. So last night, or yesterday, as I'm driving the car, you know how you're kind of lazy sometimes and you start off in second, even though you should downshift to first, but you're like 800 RPM and you just think you roll into it easy and build up revs. I did that and there was like a shudder throughout the whole car for a few seconds while I was below 1,000 RPM. And I was thinking, well, the clutch isn't that old and I'm pretty kind to the clutch. So it's weird that it's shaking. It's not stone cold or anything. But that was it. And then I drove the car. I drove the car quite a bit yesterday on Saturday, and some of that driving was harder than usual. And the engine was fine. And today I went to get a haircut, go do some shopping this afternoon, get to the bottom of the street, I get the shutter, and I was like, now it's doing that thing again. So I try to like purposely start off low in second to see if it does the same thing, and it does. But then even as I get over 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 RPM, it's still kind of shaking, and then service engine soon. And I squeeze the throttle a little more, there's no more power, so it put it in limp mode. Pulled out the, what's it called, Peak R5 FCX3, whatever the old Peak scanner tool is. That was the first one I ever bought back in like 2011. And I keep it in the car for that reason. If I'm away from the shop, if I'm on the road, I want to know what's going on, have the power to reset it. There were 3 codes. I had misfire cylinder 7, misfire during warm-up cylinder 7, and coil pack cylinder 7. So let me flip the camera. 20 minutes later, here are my coil packs 1 through 8. These are all original to that engine, the 2002 engine that was built in 2016. You can see the date there as 02. These are the original Bremis. My understanding now is that Bremi coil packs are made in China. They're nowhere near the quality of the originals. So what I have delivering tomorrow are Bosch, still German-made coils, and I will replace all 8. My problem was with cylinder 7. I switched cylinder 6 and 7 coils, and the code followed the coil and moved to cylinder 6. So I have a pretty high level of certainty that the problem is within the coil pack. In January, when I had the engine apart doing some preventative Vanos service, I did replace all the spark plugs because it had been 30-some thousand miles since the rebuild, and I was right there, and it's like spark plugs are cheap as hell. So I did that. But I was cheap during the rebuild and in January and just left the coil packs. Coil packs are usually pretty binary. They either work or they don't. And now I have a pretty clear case or example of them not working. So tomorrow I will be able to install 8 new coil packs right here. It absolutely wrecks my back bending over like this, but at a minimum, I can get them installed and plugged in enough to drive this thing up to the shop. So cabin box is out, snorkel's out. You want to have something funny. You know these little L-shaped rubber weather stripping gaskets on the cabin boxes? Those are $80 each. And this piece right here is $14. Go figure. And I know that because when removing the passenger side or the right side lower cabin box, I replaced these since I've lived here in California. It's been the last 4 or 5 years. There's a little piece of plastic down there that just broke off and stayed on the strut tower. So I have new ones ordered. These are in perfect condition. Otherwise, I just have no patience for broken and missing pieces like that. And they are available right now. I don't know how long they will be. This is the piece that broke off. Anyways, Kenan left. We had a great dinner. Some ribeyes tonight. A little bit of apple pie, some vanilla ice cream. Wonderful dinner. Larissa's back home, wrapping up the week. I'm just dead. Freaking tired. We got up too early today. Did way too many chores and kind of housework and just physical stuff. So I'm going to go sleep. Tomorrow's Monday, and we'll talk then.